Taiwan now goes to choose a new president, which will determine the direction that Taiwan will face. China remains its largest trading partner, but we're looking as the United States, its trade with Taiwan growing 50% last year. Which is the best for Taiwan?
Well, Taiwan is indeed, as you mentioned, in a diversification path, which is not only about trade. The fastest diversification path away from the mainland into the US, but also, for that matter, Asia, is on outbound investment. So outbound investment to the mainland was 65% before the DPP came to power, and it's actually only 35% now. So that's amazing in terms of the speed of diversification. That also explains trade flows. So the more Taiwan actually invests in, say, Japan, let alone the US, let alone Vietnam, other Southeast Asian economies, the more trade flows will be directed there. Will this change depending on the results of the election? Your question. Yes, surely. If the DPP wins, I think we're there for an even bigger round, and probably one day China will not be the largest trading partner or investment partner for Taiwan. But if the KMT were to win, I think the KMT will push a next phase of the economic cooperation agreement with China, ECFA, the famous ECFA 2, which Mainji pushed without success. Yeah, we had sunflower movement, you name it. I think that would be back on the agenda if the KMT wins the elections.
Are you watching what China is talking about ECFA now? They are trying to take some of it back. Is this the case of carrot and stick?
Yes, it is. So ECFA is, basically was renewed without much notice in 2020. It was a 10-year automatically renewable agreement, and that's exactly what happened. China is, in a way, showing that that's not guaranteed if the DPP were to win the elections. To be very frank, ECFA has little importance for trade relations because most of what Taiwan trades with the mainland is semiconductors, and there is no reason why tariffs would make any difference for that specific manufactured good.
Among Tsai Ing-wen's legacies is the fact that she did manage a trade framework agreement with the United States. But is it more politics than economics here?
Yes, I don't think the situation has changed dramatically in terms of tariffs between Taiwan and the U.S. Not that it is possible, given the situation with Congress in the U.S., and very unlikely to change. Just we need to remind the audience that Taiwan didn't make it to IPEF. Yeah, I mean, Biden didn't push enough for Taiwan to be part of that. So, but the growth in trade that you refer to, exports from Taiwan, is really about demand. This is the AI revolution. Taiwan is producing the chips for NVIDIA. I mean, all of this is being shipped back to the U.S. So it is really market-driven, and therefore very hard to change. Even if the KMT wins the elections and tries hard, I think there will still be a market-driven force towards the U.S.